Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Asif Ali Sayed from the Department of Business Administration, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Today, we shall be discussing about the module Importance of Social Enterprise of the paper Skill Development and Social Entrepreneurship. After completing this module, the students will be able to understand the meaning of social enterprise and its features and know the importance of social enterprise. Introduction to social enterprises. Business enterprise have always been an integral part of society. Every business enterprise grows and develops according to society needs and culture and earns profit. But with change in scenario, social enterprise is a new variant of entrepreneurship which works for social welfare, where success of society is success of enterprise. These enterprises have turned out well in achieving a better society to live in. These are the mission statements which are driving the importance of social enterprise that improve the life of poor and generate profits at the same time. In simple words, a social enterprise can be defined as a business with social objectives whose surpluses are reinvested in the society or used for welfare of society in any manner. Main elements of definition of social enterprise are: social enterprises operate with independent businesses with goals of generating profits. They have a clear and explicit mission to create a positive social impact and base of pyramid or BOP focus. Enterprises operate directly and improve the lives and livelihoods of those residing at the base of the pyramid by 1. Increasing access to critical goods and services for base of pyramid consumers, or improving the productivity, output, quality or market linkages for base of pyramid producers. Social enterprises have dual focus on financial sustainability and social impact. Social enterprises innovate new and creative business models. They are including the poor into the India's growth process as both consumers and producers. Social enterprises are important for betterment of society growth and development. Economic and entrepreneurial dimension of social enterprises consists of three aspects: a continuous activity producing goods and or selling services, B, a significant level of economic risk, and C, a minimum amount of paid work. The social dimension of such enterprises are an explicit aim to benefit the community, an initiative launched by a group of citizens or a civil society organization, and F, a limited profit distribution. Participatory governance of such enterprises involve a continuous activity producing goods and or selling services, a significant level of economic risk, and a minimum level of paid work. Now let us look at the features of social enterprises. Social enterprise features. As social enterprises are breeding out as important parts of business as well as society, it's important to know what features do they possess. A. Social enterprises elevates the social goals of an explicit priority in the business. A social and economic return on investment is consciously pursued whether or not there is any public investment. B. Building the means by which people can organize on the basis of mutual support and solidarity in a preoccupation of social enterprise. One way this is pursued is through engagement of members or beneficiaries in governance of the enterprise. C. Collective ownership is an important means of achieving an integration of social and economic objectives and accountability to a defined constituency and wider community. D. Selling into marketplace is always a central feature. E. Profits, assets and wealth are not distributed to individuals. They are held and invested back into the enterprise or the community. F. Blended returns are earned by balancing profits and social welfare. Importance of social enterprise. Social enterprise and economic enterprise can be compared on terms of their business types and actions for the people and society. Social enterprise focuses on the quality of life, while economic enterprise focuses on the profit from production or goods and services. Social enterprise are involved in conservation of natural resources, while economic society exploits the natural resources for their needs without sustainability. Social enterprises make market-based decisions with societal controls, but economic enterprises only focuses on market for making any business decisions. Social enterprises drives a balance between economic and social return, but economic enterprise just focuses on economic returns, that is profits. Social enterprise works for business as well as societal interests, but economic enterprises only focuses on business and its managers' interest. With change in profit-minded business world, social enterprises are like a fresh air which entails many benefits for society because of the social welfare feature. These enterprises are of great importance, which are as follows. First is towards employment development. The first major economic value that social entrepreneurship creates is the most obvious one because it is shared with entrepreneurs and businessmen alike. Job and employment creation. Estimates range that 1 to 7% of people employed in the social entrepreneurship sector. Secondly, social enterprises provide employment opportunities and job training to segment of society at an employment disadvantage: long-term unemployed, disabled, homeless, at-risk youth and gender-discriminated women. In case of Grameen Bank, initiative taken by founder Muhammad Yunus, who won Nobel Peace Prize in 2006, the economic situation of 6 million disadvantaged women micro-entrepreneurs were improved. Innovation, goods and services. Social enterprises develop and apply innovation important to social economic development and develop new goods and services. Issues addressed include some of the biggest societal problems such as HIV, mental ill health, illiteracy, crime and drug abuse, which importantly is confronted in innovative ways. An example showing that these new approaches in some cases are transferable to public sector is the Brazilian social entrepreneur Veronica Cosa, who developed a home-based care model for AIDS patients, which later changed government health policy. The third is social capital. Next to economic capital, one of the most important values created by social entrepreneurship is social capital, usually understood as the resources which are linked to possession of a durable network of relationships, of mutual acquaintances and recognitions. Examples are success of the German and Japanese economies, which have their roots in long-term relationships and the ethics of cooperation in both essential innovation and industrial development. The World Bank also sees social capital as critical for poverty alleviation and sustainable human and economic development. Investment in social capital can start a virtuous cycle, and this virtuous cycle starts with initial endowment of social capital, which gives rise to physical capital, which gives rise to financial capital, which creates further human capital, to organizational capital, which creates dividends of interest, which creates further social capital, and again this completes the cycle back by creating initial endowment of social capital. So this is the virtuous cycle of social capital, which has been given by Leadbeater 1997. Equity promotion. Social enterprises foster a more equitable society by addressing social issues and trying to achieve ongoing sustainable impact through their social mission rather than purely profit maximization. In Yunus's example, the Grameen Bank supports disadvantaged women. Another case is in the American social entrepreneur J.B. Schramm, who has helped thousands of low-income high school students to get into tertiary education. Rural development. Social enterprises focus on underdeveloped and remote areas, therefore, they ensure rural development by initiating different education, healthcare, cleanliness, farmer training, sanitation programs, etc. These initiatives by different social enterprises lead to rural development as well as awareness among rural people. Kamal Kisan empowers India's small farmers by developing cost effective, smart mechanization solutions created through an interactive process of working with farmers. This leads to improving profitability and processes efficiency of farmers. Healthcare, sanitation and childcare. Healthcare, sanitation and childcare services in India are not very optimum and proper, and this sector leads to attract a lot of social enterprises. Ambulance services, newborn facilities, women health, awareness programs, etc. are different methods of empowering healthcare in our country. Bempu Health is a global health organization that seeks to radically improve the newborn health in low resource communities by developing and distributing simple and life saving medical technology. Another example, the breakfast revolution, manufactures and sells nutritious, affordable, tasty meals to poor communities and patients. These improve their ability to fight diseases and live a normal life. Education. Education is the need as well as the right of every citizen in the country, but still literacy rates in India are not bright at all. Many social enterprises are taking this initiative to build a better educated tomorrow for every citizen. Kaksha is an innovative e-learning program made in vernacular language for under-resourced schools. It bridges the rural-urban divide through talking quality education, that is drama, songs, experiments and activities into rural schools. Another example, InnoVision, Inceptor Technologies Private Limited, enable blind individuals in India to access digital resources in tactile form through electronic devices, Braille Me, that consequently improves quality of life, literacy and employment. Renewable energy. Social enterprises are playing vital role in promoting renewable sources of energy to make environment safe and clean. These initiatives are of great importance for a sustainable future. Renewable clean sources help in fighting with pollution as well as leading to sustainable use of resources. Lightify is a clean energy platform in India which connects social inventors with curated clean energy projects and borrowers willing to adopt clean energy technology. To sum up, social enterprises should be seen as a positive force as change agents providing leading edge innovation to unmet social needs. Social entrepreneurship is not a panacea because it works within the overall social and economic framework, but as it starts at the grassroots levels, it is often overlooked and deserves much more attention from academic theorists as well as policy makers. This is especially important in developing countries and welfare states facing increasing financial stress. Success stories of social enterprises. We shall further be discussing some of the success stories of social enterprises by these social entrepreneurs. SKS Microfinance by Vikram Akula. In 2006, Vikram was named by Time magazine as one of the world's 100 most influential people and was awarded Social Entrepreneur of the Year by Schwab Foundations. Vikram recognized the traditions and the traditional banking institutions in India as it failed to reach out to millions of poor due to lack of collateral and high transaction cost, forcing the poor to be trapped in the vicious cycle of small debt, heavy interest by exploitative money lenders. Vikram launched SKS Microfinance in 1997. SKS Microfinance applies global business best practices to the field of microfinance. It was launched to address a fundamental law of microfinance, namely the inability to scale to large numbers. SKS has overcome this challenge by applying three innovative principles: using a profit-oriented model to overcome capital constraints, leveraging best practices for scaling from the business world to overcome capacity constraints, and using technology to automate processes and low costs. SKS's commercial model has led to a sustained growth of more than 128%, and as on November 2009, SKS had US $641 million worth of outstanding loans to more than 5.3 million poor women. SKS Microfinance is a recipient of the Grameen Foundation USA Excellence Award, CGAP Pro Poor Innovation Award, and Digital Partner SEL Award, SKS Microfinance 2008. The second story is about Selco by Harish Hande. Dr. Harish Hande is widely recognized as an international expert in the field of renewable energy. He is also the recipient of the Social Entrepreneur of the Year 2007 award by Schwab Foundation. For him, the fact that 57% of the Indian population did not have electricity was an opportunity to create affordable solar light system for the poor. To do so, he formed Selco and pioneered linkages between technology, financing, energy systems, income generation, and quality of life. With the help of innovative financing, poor can get access to solar light system and are empowered to improve their quality of life by better education outcomes and additional outcome and income through the newfound resources. Selco has reached about 80,000 clients across Karnataka and Kerala and has recently moved into Gujarat, the Schwab Foundation 2007. These enterprises were and remain lucky to attract premier venture capitalists including Vinod Khosla, founder of Sun Microsystems, and Sequoia Capital to invest in their ventures. Most of the social enterprises face multiple barriers to entry, access to finance, bureaucratic delays, taxations, and so on. The subsequent section elaborates on the challenges faced by Indian social entrepreneurs. Social enterprise ecosystem in India. In the last one decade, India has seen a surmountable amount of growth in social enterprises. Though the word social entrepreneur gained visibility only in 1981, their surmountable contribution has reflected in healthcare, employment, education, and upliftment of the marginalized section of the society. With startups and corporate social responsibilities, that is CSR activities, hustling the possibilities, the way ahead for social enterprises is promising. Although India, being a young country with approximately two-thirds of the population aged below 35, and despite being the second fastest growing economy after China, India is home to 40% of the world's poor and over 30% of the population living below poverty line. Given the scale of illiteracy, malnutrition, poor health care dominating the list of woes in the country, the onus of solving these issues lies both on the citizens and the government. Further, with the increasing digital presence and initiatives such as Digital India and Startup India, social enterprises have become an integral part of solving and helping communities battle various problems. Social enterprises elevates towards the social goals so that they invest the profits for society's welfare. They are helpful in bringing people together with mutual support and solidarity. Social enterprises, being mostly privately owned enterprises, have a social objective. Social can be compared with the traditional economic enterprises on basis of objectives, returns, resources, or means, decision making and governances. Thus, social enterprises always return more to the society as compared to the economic enterprises. Almost two-thirds of these firms provide employment to the marginalized groups. India already boasts 2 million social enterprises till date. With more support through government policies and corporate funding, venture capitalists and social angels and the startups can grow exponentially and address the various problems faced by India. In scenario of profit-making, business social enterprise are shining as future stars as they encompass a lot of social benefits. They create employment as well as provide training to youth of society which are at unemployment disadvantage. These enterprises innovate by bringing up new products and services in the market, as well as they build the social capital which helps in alleviating poverty and improving sustainable development. These enterprises help in bridging the gap of status and facilities among rich and poor by providing opportunities to poor. Various rural development plans are undertaken to make villages more developed and accessible. Healthcare, sanitation and childcare initiatives are introduced to bring about an improvement in the quality of life and livelihood in society. Education is boosted with technology and ease so that it can reach to the underprivileged part of the society. Many renewable energy programs are undertaken so as to make a safe environment and sustainable use of available resources is ensured under these programs. These all big initiatives make social enterprise a very important and integral part of society. With time, importance of such enterprises will increase and thus improve the society. Summary. Let us try to revisit and summarize what we have discussed so far. Social enterprises is a variant of enterprise which chooses to earn profits as well as work for the social welfare. They are mission-driven enterprises which work for poor by initiating innovative techniques of betterment. Business models of such enterprises are innovative as leads to build a better world. These enterprises include poor into the country's development as both consumers as well as producers. These enterprises initiate many training programs under which underprivileged youths can be trained and educated for a good future. Social enterprise works to make money and society a more clean, neat and sustainable place to live in by initiating many renewable energy and sustainable development programs. Thank you.